Hi, I have 11 new facts for you today. The one about Australian animal sex organs blew my mind, so do hang around to find out why. So let's get going. John Cassell, born 1817 and founder of publisher Cassell & Co., many businesses and supporter of temperance, moved from Britain in the mid-19th century to found the Cazelline Oil Company in the USA to supply what was then known as motor spirit. It quickly became known as Cazelline and gradually morphed into gasoline or gas. Australian animals have really weird sex organs. Female kangaroos, koalas, wombats and Tasmanian devils all have 3 vaginas. The outside 2 are for mating and carry sperm to 2 uteruses. The middle one is for giving birth. Most male marsupials also have 2 penises apart from a kangaroo which only has 1, despite some urban myths. This amazingly allows marsupials to become pregnant while they are already pregnant.
Wow. I wonder if kangaroos have threesomes.
The shopping cart is a familiar sight in most modern stores, but the history of the shopping cart goes back much further than you might think. The first known shopping cart was invented in 1937 by Sylvan Goldman, a grocery store owner in Oklahoma City. Goldman's cart was made of metal and was designed to allow customers to easily transport their groceries through the store. Prior to the invention of the shopping cart, customers had to carry their groceries around the store or use a small basket to hold their items. Goldman's shopping cart was a revolutionary idea but was initially slow to catch on. He eventually had staff offer customers a trolley on entering the store and later hired dummy shoppers to push the trolleys around, which eventually ensured their success.
I feel sorry for shopping carts. They're always getting pushed around.
The biggest explosion of World War I was at Messines Ridge, western Belgium, near the town of Mezin, and was the site of several important battles during the hostilities. On June 7, 1917, the British Army detonated 19 large mines under the ridge as part of their attack on the German lines. This was the largest man-made explosion in history up to that point and was heard by the British Prime Minister in London and also in Dublin, over 200 miles away. It is estimated that the blast killed around 10,000 German soldiers and wounded around 15,000 others. As a result of the disruption, the British Army captured the ridge as part of a later attack. London has the biggest forest in a city. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization defines a forest as an area with at least 10% tree canopy cover. With 3,000 parks covering 60 square miles, this makes London the world's largest urban forest with more than 8 million trees, making the city the greenest urban hub in the world.
Why is the forest always noisy? Because the trees bark.
Since 2007, at least 20 human feet have been found on the coasts of the Salish Sea in British Columbia, Canada, and Washington, US. The first discovery was in 2007 on Jedediah Island in British Columbia. Feet have been discovered on the coasts of islands in British Columbia and in the US cities of Tacoma and Seattle. They are usually found in sneakers, which keep the foot intact and buoyant enough to eventually wash ashore rather than rot away from the body. There have been occasional reports of this for over 100 years, but the modern sneakers that people wear today make it more likely. Thinking of having a really big party, then think about throwing it in the country of Liechtenstein. The small country is the size of Washington, D.C. and is situated in the Alps between Austria and Switzerland and can be rented for $70,000 a night. There is, however, a minimum rental period of 2 nights and a maximum of 900 guests. Now that would be a party to remember, and at a mere $155 a guest, not that bad if you can afford it and have a lot of friends to invite.
I enjoy climbing mountains in Liechtenstein until I arrive at the top. From there, it's all downhill.
More than 1/8 of all citizens of Russia and the countries that formed the then Soviet Union died in World War II. It is estimated that around 25 million citizens were killed during the war, including both military personnel and civilians. This represents nearly 14% of the total population at the time, making their loss of life during World War II the highest of any country in that conflict. We may have heard from aliens. The WOW signal was a strong radio signal that was detected by the Big Ear radio telescope in 1977, appearing to come from outer space. The signal was thought to be a potential message from an alien intelligence because it was much stronger than any other signals detected by the telescope at the time, seeming to come from a specific point in space rather than being a natural occurrence. However, the signal has never been detected again, and where it came from remains a mystery. Many scientists are convinced this was a message from extraterrestrial intelligence.
What is money called in space? Starbucks.
More on Liechtenstein. It is the sixth smallest country in the world but is the world's leading manufacturer of false teeth. Based in Skåne, Ivoclar Vivadent produces false teeth accounting for 20% of the total sales worldwide. That's 60 million sets every year, in more than 10,000 types, partly owing to a strong relationship with India and particularly Bollywood dentists.
How are false teeth like stars? They come out at night.
Until 2013, the USA and Russia collaborated to eliminate 500 tons of weapons-grade uranium from disassembled Russian nuclear warheads by providing 7 trillion kilowatt-hours of electricity in the US. The 10-year program, Megatons to Megawatts, has provided uranium that met half of the needs of US nuclear power plants over the past 15 years, meaning that 10% of all electricity in the US came from Russian nuclear weapons. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. There are many more videos like this, so please check out my channel.